The Department of Health and Human Services has approved a study that the University of Arizona wants to do, and it involves marijuana and how it could possibly treat former military members who have PTSD, so military veterans who have PTSD. Now, this is great news because it's very, very difficult for scientists and researchers to study marijuana in the United States because it's listed as a Schedule I substance. Schedule I substances are not supposed to have any medicinal value whatsoever, and they're supposed to be the most abusive drugs possible. So this is good news. The FDA had previously cleared this study, and now they're just waiting on the DEA to clear it. But this shows you how many governmental agencies have to approve a study on marijuana before researchers can go forward and do the tests. So I love that this is happening. The DEA is likely to approve it, but it does point to a larger problem. Marijuana is still a Schedule I drug, which is absolutely ridiculous, especially when we have people with epilepsy taking it to control their seizures and other symptoms of that illness.
So it's obviously a step in the right direction, and I think it's another way of getting us out of the war on drugs. I mean, it's an important step because putting marijuana in a Schedule I drug, where the government definitively says it has no medicinal purpose whatsoever, to the point where it's not even worth researching. Well, it's obviously counterfactual. Like, no one could possibly defend that.
So
right?
let me jump in and say, I don't agree with banning the scientific research and study of any drug. I don't care what it's classified as. Now, if you want to make an argument that, hey, injecting gasoline into your bloodstream is a really, really bad idea, so we're going to ban that, okay, that's a fair point, right? Because there's some proof that's going to kill you. But in the case of marijuana and other drugs that are banned by the United States, if researchers believe that there's a potential of medicinal value there, let the researchers do the study, right? I know that you want to keep people safe, especially the people who have agreed to participate in that test. But what this all has to do with is profits, right? So many people profit off the prohibition of marijuana that the government wanted to ensure that they would squash any type of scientific research on it. That way we don't have to have a conversation about legalizing it. Just to give you an idea, 1 million Americans today use marijuana for medicinal use. Now, of course, some people don't really use it for medicinal use. They get like a fake card or whatever. They get a doctor to hook them up. But still, there are people who legitimately use it for their illnesses.
And by the way, credit to the Obama administration, which we don't get to do that often. Mm-hmm. Not only are they taking this step, but finally, the amount of Justice Department cases involving marijuana is down to the Reagan levels. Isn't it funny that it's down to the Reagan levels?
I know.
Okay, but finally we're at that point. It's because they have redirected resources ever so slightly into like murder and other things that need our attention rather than drug busts.
I know.
So that's two pieces of good news in what is ultimately going to be a victory for us on the war on drugs, meaning that we're going to stop the war on drugs.
Absolutely. And just to give you guys a sense of how many of our veterans are suffering from PTSD after their deployment in either Iraq or Afghanistan or both, about 11 to 20% of soldiers who served in the recent wars have PTSD. That is serious. Okay, so if there is some sort of scientific research that can help out with this problem, I'm all for it.